Morning. How's it going? How's it going?
I'm all well, buddy. I'm all well. I'm all ready to go.
Awesome. Well, you guys, like I said, made it today. We're doing a cook, actually. I got this loaded up with ribs. I got brisket. We got that corn. And we host like a local market here once a month. So what's happening is this is our parking lot right here. Yeah. And we have lots of local vendors that are coming down. So.
Okay. So just quickly, for everybody watching, what's your name and where are you, buddy? And what do you do?
Yeah, so my name is Jason Selva from Beat Down Barbecue, and it's called Beat Down because I'm actually a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Where we're at right now is my MMA gym, and we started selling barbecue last year before the pandemic to raise money for my kids' competition team. So our kids were really good at winning tournaments, but they didn't have the best gear. So I used to do catering before, a couple barbecue competitions. I've been retired for about 8 years. And we started selling barbecue to get gear for the kids. It went pretty good. Things started going a little viral, and then the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, what was a little hobby ended up having to get real. We started selling barbecue to keep our coaches paid, and I never expected it to take off, how it did. We started with a smaller smoker. We even had a Traeger back here. I have a Stumps that I was using, and then we ended up upgrading to this sucker right here, the Old Hickory CTO DW.
My gosh, well, that's what I'm cooking on at the moment.
Okay, good.
Slightly different scale. Look out for Jack's Meat Shack. He might join us if he requests to join there. Jack's Meat Shack.
I'll just have to remove the glove and pop in. So before we get started, I actually need to take some of these briskets out right now.
Yeah. So how long have they been cooking?
Since yesterday, about 5 a.m. It's 9 a.m. over here. So I came here earlier this morning and gave them a little bit of a wrap, finishing them off. I like to wrap in foil. I know some guys don't like it, but I like the tenderness, and I found out that when I wrap really late with foil, I'm able to get the best of both worlds. Looks like someone's here. One second. Jack's Meat Shack. All right. I think he might be in there. Hopefully I got him in. But yeah, some people, don't like to do it. I wrap very late, maybe like around 185, even almost 190. I find that we're able to preserve the bark a little bit, and also, get that tenderness that you get when you use foil. So pretty cool.
It's a shame, Hillary, with that beast of a smoker.
So this is Jack.
Hey, Jack. Jason from Beat Down Barbecue. Good to meet you.
I love your backstory about how you started your account, and that's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And yes, things are getting pretty crazy. We just got our line of rubs done. Our barbecue sauces are getting developed. It's taken off pretty fast. So
what part of California are you in?
East Los Angeles.
Okay, whereabouts? I've got family in Riverside, California.
Yeah, that's about maybe 30 miles away for us. We're more towards the city. It's East Los Angeles, not that far from downtown LA.
Okay.
So
I'll have to check you out if I ever get back out to California. I'll have to come and visit.
Yeah, definitely something to check out. Things are starting to open up. I wouldn't come right now, though. I'd wait a little bit.
Yeah.
So what we have right here, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. This is actually a brisket that I made with a tahine. So,
tahine?
Yes, I used the tahine in the rub. It's not my idea originally. There's a YouTuber named Harry Sue. He actually had started, he did like a tahine rub, and I kind of modified it to my own taste. We call it, Los Angeles style. Tahine's got citrus, it's got chili, and I was surprised when I first did it. It really tenderized the meat pretty good, and it gave it a great flavor. And we have this is a pretty popular item when we do the markets. So I did it once. I can show you guys, and then
but
two.
That citric acid really makes the meat tender, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does definitely.
So the tahine, right? It's fairly new to us, and we got it here from a supplier over here, Mex Grocer. Now he reckons he gets it from Mexico, but where's it actually from? What's the story with tahine, mate?
Yeah, so
it's a brand, isn't it?
Yeah, this right here is a Mexican style brand. Basically, what it is, most people use it. It's like a citric chili, kind of like sweet salt, and it's used a lot in Mexico on fruits. So I know you had it the other day with some watermelon, and usually the way you do it is you'll sprinkle the tahini and some lime. It's very popular with fruit salads out here, and it really wakes everything up. Today, we're going to do it with some corn. That's actually my preferred way to do it. Get some smoked corn. We'll get started with that once finish getting these bad boys.
We had it on the rim of our margarita glass for Cinco de Mayo. We made margaritas and we dipped the glasses in tahini.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
It's a good combination.
Oh, it's definitely good stuff. With the corn, you know, I like to smoke the corn. We'll be selling those later on today. And what you're going to want to do when you do the corn, you're going to want to have some tahini.
Yep.
Some mayonnaise.
Yep.
Some lime and some lime. And really simple. Parmesan cheese, if it's good. There's actually a Mexican cheese that people use, cotija. I like the Parmesan better, but most people like the cotija cheese.
So what's the trick then? I've got some on the barbecue. You sent me your recipe there,
yeah.
and you know, I've got some corn I've had smoking here on the barbecue probably for a good hour and a half now.
Yeah, that'll probably be about right. You know, I like to smoke it, you know, the whole husk. Now, what I'm going to do is after these are done, I'm going to rest them in a cooler so they tenderize. But you can take it right off the grill. Perfect. You're going to get the corn. It's going to go ahead, peel it off. Make sure you get all the little stringy parts off. Oh, Nick, when you get a chance, open 3 cans of beans.
Did you soak the corn first in water?
You can. I just threw them in there. I mean, some people will. When you have the husk, you really don't need to. Some people like to soak it in water. It's kind of personal preference. You know, I'm doing a bunch of them today. I don't want to soak them all. But a lot of guys will soak the corn in water. So you can use butter or you can use parquet, squeezed butter. It's up to you. I'm just using the parquet right now because of convenience. Plus, you know, I'm going to wrap these ribs. I'm going to be using this later anyway, so I don't have to buy extra stuff.
Okay. Well, my corn's nice and cooked.
You need some gloves, Hills.
Yeah.
Gloves.
But yeah, my corn's nice and cooked now. So what's the next step?
Get the butter, and you're going to want to squeeze it on.
Butter. Okay.
Butter,
that's the bit I didn't get.
It's okay. If you don't have it, you don't have to do it. I like butter on mine. Usually makes everything better.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make things worse. How many people are you cooking for today then, Jason?
A few hundred easily.
Whoa.
Yeah, I never expected it to get big like this. And we do this for the community with everything going on. A lot of people came up with like a lot of little side hustles, and they have wares and stuff that they sell. So they get to do that here once a month. And it's fun. My students from the gym like to come down. Everyone has a nice little party down here. So.
Okay, I've done the butter now.
Okay, next thing you want to do is you're going to slather some mayonnaise on it.
Okay.
Yep. Get some mayonnaise, just slather it down.
Nice and thick, all right.
Yeah. I mean, you can even cheat. Sometimes when I'm in a rush, I just dip the whole thing inside the jar of mayo.
It's a nice healthy dish, this, Hill, isn't it? Nice and
yeah, exactly. It's like this. Just give it a mix. Yeah. So out here we have street vendors that run around on something that kind of looks like they just run around and they sell these from door to door. It's a really popular item.
All right. I think I'm being very, very cautious here. Very sort of, but I think I've got that pretty well coated.
Yeah, slather it on. It's gonna just like barbecue. It's gonna be an adhesive when we throw the tahini and throw the Parmesan on. So.
Okay.
Okay. So before we finish the last parts, make sure you got your lime.
Yeah.
Slice. Okay. Now you're gonna go ahead and get the Parmesan cheese or cotija, whatever you want, and give it a nice little coat like that.
I also had some salt and pepper and some garlic powder and celery salt as well from a recipe.
Okay, cool.
Do you want me to add that on as well now, or should
no,
I?
just keep it simple. Try that on the second one. Trust me, this mix is gonna work really well. So just throw the Parmesan on there.
All right, here we go. Parmesan. All right. Plenty of Parmesan, nice coating.
Good. Then you're gonna go ahead and get your tahini.
Okay.
And same deal. Sprinkle it up and down the corn. And after you sprinkle the tahini, your final bit is going to be a little bit of lime on top. And then give it a taste.
And that's it. Wow.
That's it.
Oh, hang on. Come on, a bit of lime. All right. Wow. I got to take a photo of this. They look really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks lovely. I'm jealous I haven't made one. I was drinking my Californian Pale Ale instead.
Oh, nice. So there we go. Go to give it a taste.
Oh, wow. All right. Oh, mate.
Right?
All right. That's the discovery of 2021, mate. Jack, you're missing out. Sorry, buddy.
I'll have to give these a go, mate. I'll get the ingredients next time and give them a make.
Oh,
I'm telling
that
you.
is really good.
What you had right there is better than what most street vendors are going to give you because they don't smoke their corn. They boil it, which is good, on the cook like that. But adding that smoke is another depth of flavor. It takes it to the next level.
Oh, God. I've never tried that before. I've never seen that. That's so good.
And right here,
Wow.
I'm not going to make this today, but these are those giant breads that we use for some of our sandwiches that you repost. This is the medium-sized one. When I make those really big sandwiches, I have a baker that does it. One thing that I wanted to do, because my wife requested it, we're actually going to do some that LA-style beef ribs. So the way that I treat the brisket, I do the same thing with the ribs. So what you're going to need is an adhesive, and it's called chamoy. It's like a Mexican style thing. They also use it on fruit and ice cream. It's got like a little bit of like chili taste, but it's not too hot. So we're going to use this as a schmear. And then the rub itself, like I said, this is not my recipe. I modified off Harry Sue. I believe it's half a cup of salt, half a cup of pepper, half a cup of tahini. After that, you're going to put a tablespoon of celery salt and then 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. And that's going to be the rub. And that citrus really comes together. Let me get my other knife.
I'm liking all of these citrus flavors there in everything, Jack. It's sort of a lot lighter.
Especially with like beef, as you say, beef can be quite like overpowering, can't it? So yeah, to have a little bit of citrus with it, I think we'll have to give this a go, Hills. The tahini rub that Jason was telling us about. Did you see what we had today, Jason? Did you see what we was cooking?
What do you got?
So we got sausages.
Nice.
They've got truffle, wagyu, and honey in them. And a guy we know makes these like incredible combinations. Like he made like an all-day breakfast sausage. He made a brisket and crayfish sausage. These really like weird combinations. He puts them together and they're amazing. So yeah, A5 wagyu, honey, and black truffle.
If you can find the chamoy, which you could use also, is what Harry does, use some sriracha on top as a smear instead. I'm sure you guys have that out there. That like Vietnamese hot sauce. Yeah. That the first time I tried it like that, I preferred it with a chamoy, but because out here where I live in Los Angeles, there's a big Asian population. So when Harry had done the recipe, he called it Los Angeles style because you're mixing in you know, the Mexican flavors with the tahini and the chilies, and you're getting the Asian with the sriracha. But, you know, after you go ahead and give yourself a trim, just, you know, smear the chamoy on. So I could tilt this a little bit for you guys.
We'll have to see if we can get some chamoy hills. We'll speak to Eduardo at the Mexican grocer and see if he can get us some. We can recreate this.
Yeah, and it's not a deal breaker. Like, I mean, the sriracha and chamoy differences are very little. It's not even that big. You know, and then just go ahead and do your normal stuff. Just give it a little bit of a coat right here on the beef ribs. We're making this because my wife's request. She saw that I was doing the LA brisket.
Here's our cat, the studio cat. His name is his name is Queso Manchego.
I wish I had well, if we were at home, I use my cat. I got a cat, Ziggy. When we got him, he was 30 pounds. And, I mean, 30 pounds are basically like 14 kilos. That's what it comes out to. And now he's down to 17 pounds or 7 kilos. But he's big. He's looks like a little cougar, and that's it. You know, he's gonna go ahead and hit it with some pecan and some cherry. I'll post pictures of this one later on. But
and how long would you smoke that for?
It depends on the cooker. You know, it depends. Like on this cooker, this pit that I have here really likes, you know, low and slow. This other cooker that I had here, my stumps, it likes things fast and hot. So on this one here, I'll usually run like 275. On this cooker right here, I'm running 200 to 225. Usually about 225 because the top racks are different than the bottom racks on this one. But this thing is so economical. I got it because one of my I like to call him my barbecue sensei had recommended it to me. It's a friend of mine that I've known for a long time. He's a barbecue competitor out here on the West Coast. He's got Imperfect Score and Brisket and KCBS, and he shows me a little bit of tricks here and there. And I was being stubborn, and I didn't want to get this at first because they use a propane tank to manage the heating element. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And I started talking to the dealer, and we just started just to make sense. One tank of propane, how many cooks do you think it lasts me?
60?
No, not 60 cooks. I'll do, my cooks go about like 16, 18 hours. I can get about three cooks out of one propane tank. Reason being is the propane, all it does is light up the wood. The firebox is down here at the bottom, and it's all wood. So ironically, I'll get a better flavor than I do in my other cooker that doesn't use any propane because of how efficient this thing is with the wood. So I'll use maybe about 4 or 5 logs of wood, an entire cook. It's so efficient. This thing's a dream. It's like an easy bake oven on steroids. It's really good.
When you're catering for so many people, you can't have anything go wrong, can you? I mean, that's a lot of meat in there. If you know, you didn't have that sort of safety net, you'd be in trouble. So yeah.
Oh, I have a lot of stories of lots of mess ups. I've had grease fires. There's a reason I do all the cooking. I had an employee here that was learning how to cook. He turned our smaller smoker into a bomb, and it blew up on him. What had happened was that it's a box smoker, cabinet smoker. He wasn't mindful with the grease, and I told him to watch out. And he caught fire. He got scared, and his idea was that the fire needed to breathe. So rather than choking the fire out, he opens both vents, and it's like one of those cartoons. Talking about Manny. My wife knows the story. And it blew up. It blew up on him completely, and his face was black, and everything was covered. And he enjoyed his first. That's my wife, Monique. They enjoyed the first corn. Want to take a
nice
taste?
To meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
We've been introduced to elote with the tagine.
They've been introduced to elote with tahini.
I've got another 3 to go.
Send one to my ass, Hills.
Yeah, so it's good stuff. So we've had a lot of mess ups. So when we cater these big events, like we did 300 or 350 policemen, the other day, and getting a food warmer and getting the food warmer and the coolers, really helped. The first weddings I didn't have a food warmer. I just used a cooler. It gets everything wrapped, and you can keep meat warm in there like a good 10, 12 hours.
Okay. Nice. So you do a bit of catering down there as well, not just you know. It sounds like you've almost gone past the school, the martial arts school, mate. You're now a full-time barbecue
Yeah,
guy.
we are. It's a secondary thing. Martial arts and jiu-jitsu is still the main core business and the first love, but this is a lot of fun too. I never thought we would have our barbecue sauce line. Oh, speaking of which, let me show you something real quick. The sauces are not ready yet, but this is our prototype. I forgot that I had it back here with me, or do I not? Oh, dang it! I thought I had it. Anyway, we do a barbecue sauce that I make that's green. I make it with green chilies. Yeah, so it's something you can.
Jason, before we go, mate, you've got to tell me, who do you think is going to win tonight, Poirier or McGregor?
Dustin, well, my friend's one of Dustin's original coaches, so I'm kind of partial. Yeah. But, I mean, McGregor is focused. One of my students was doing the plumbing at the mansion that he was staying out here in Newport. And so the guy seems, you know, very focused. And, I mean, either way, it's gonna be a great fight. Conor tends to do pretty well in the rematches, but I'm pulling for Poirier because, you know, we basically got our black belts under the same association, so.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be McGregor in the second, mate, I think, by knockout.
Yeah, I predicted the McGregor-Diaz one. I actually won about $4,500 on it because I called it by exactly how. I said, you know, the submission, the rear naked choke, round 2, and I just saw it in my head. I literally made the bet right before the fight. My friend called up his bookie, and they took care of it, so. Awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be Poirier round 2 submission. So I'm saying that one again. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I'll be sending you some pictures, and I mean, once these sauces get done, I'm gonna maybe send you some of that too. That green sauce, I guarantee, is a unique flavor, and it's something you can make if you get your Mexican grocer. Do they have jalapenos out there? Yeah. It's really easy. I'll shoot you the recipe. You make it. All you have to do is, so you have that kettle grill on the back. You're gonna want to roast the chilies, smoke them for about an hour. That's the secret right there. It's got smoked chilies, mustard, sugar, vinegar, and a couple other things. And make it. Let me know what you think. I think you'll like it. It'll be an interesting flavor that you've never had. I throw it on ribs, and I really like it on tri-tip.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
I'll tell you what, Hills, we've got to get out to California, mate. So next year we'll come and see you.
Yeah, it'll be lots of fun. Good stuff. We'll be having even bigger and better items by then.
So whilst you're here, then, just before we leave, any tips for everybody in the UK that's watching that's barbecuing? What's your number one tip for everybody giving a barbecue a go this year?
Learn how to rest the food. You know, a lot of people will say, oh, it's this wood, it's the rub. Like, in reality, when you go to most regions, like, people don't understand about American barbecue is the only style of cooking that's unique to the United States. Everything else, we're a country of immigrants. So, like, even that tajine's Mexican. So American barbecue is inherently American. With that being said, the wood doesn't matter, the rub doesn't matter. A lot of that's regional. You know, down in Texas, they got post oak. You know, if you check out over here, we're using a little bit more mesquite. I'm using pecan, but see what I'm saying? The rubs and the wood are real regional, but the thing is the rest. It doesn't matter. You can get a subpar piece of barbecue, and if you rest it correctly, it's going to come out great. People don't rest their meat. That's the number one thing.
I agree, yeah. I can
Okay.
save a dinner as well. If you rest it, if you think you've overcooked it, let it rest, slice it thin, save the day.
It allows all that, a lot of people's juice, allows that fat to reabsorb, especially when you get a really high quality piece of meat like prime. In my experience, they do well with a longer rest. If the meat's prime, I'm resting my stuff 12 to 16 hours. And if you're making brisket, like one of my tricks that I like to do is I'll vent it, open. I didn't do it right now because we're going to be getting those ready, but I'll vent it, let it vent 10 minutes, and then I'll get a little bit of smoked tallow. 'Cause I have tallow that I make back there during my cook. I throw a little bit of on that, and then I wrap it and let it rest. And that seems to give our briskets a little bit extra pop.
What are you wrapping it in when you rest it?
Oh, I just throw tallow on it. That's it. So usually,
do you use foil or do you use saran wrap or
just foil is fine. So, I mean, I'll either throw it in a tin you know, like this. My original wrap, like what I do, because I do stuff meat side down and meat side up, depending on the cooker that you have. This stuff throws heat from the top, so I have my fat side up. When I first started doing that, I noticed that my rub wasn't popping as much. So I started wrapping later, and when I do my wrap, I put meat side down, but I throw more of my rub on there, kind of like you would ribs, and a little bit of beef jus. I found that mixing those two together gives the brisket that pop, and then we finish it with the tallow at the end. So beef jus and your rub, if you're cooking your food, you know, fat side up, which a lot of people do, and then wrap it in tallow after you're done doing the rest. Let me know how it turns out.
Oh, mate.
Wow. Good little tip there, Hills. I think I'm gonna do I've got some beef ribs, so I'm gonna make that tahine rub and yeah, give it a go.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. All right. Well, thanks again, mate. Thank you so much for your time and joining us, mate. Much appreciated. Wicked. So wicked to hear from you, mate. And thank you for the recipe on the on the elotes as well, mate. They're like,
it's gonna be an addictive recipe for you. Yeah, it's good stuff.
We'll make that again, mate. Yeah. Well, I need to make it first. I'll make that.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks again. Don't forget to save it at the end. Hit the cross and save the episode, mate.
I will.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks.